there's a few Red Hot Chili Peppers albums that I feel like I need to come to defense to, but the first one we'll start off with is Stadium Arcadium, right? The double album. Stadium Arcadium is an underlooked album because Red Hot Chili Peppers is so fucking successful that they have a Californication and a Blood Sugar Sex Magic. And for most musical artists, one of those would be like phenomenal, right? They have two. So, two albums after one of their biggest hits maybe doesn't get the respect it deserves, right? Stadium Arcadium was a double album and it was wildly successful. Like, it is crazy to look back on some of the numbers and sales figures and charts figures for this album and realize that in the mid 2000s, like Red Hot Chili Peppers was probably the biggest rock act around, and rock was still like a genre that sold stuff. Like Green Day was big, this band was big, emo was big, post grunge was big, like new metal was on its way. There was multiple genres in the rock genre that were doing really, really well, and this album was a part of that. It sold 2.5 million copies in the United States, which is a disappointment compared to their earlier stuff, but it's still 2.5 million copies, which would be like a insane success now when nobody buys rock music at anywhere near that amount. Nobody buys music at anywhere near that amount. It sold 7.5 million copies worldwide. Like, it was a goddamn success by any measure of the word. Also, by the way, quick, what do you think is Red Hot Chili Peppers' or like most successful single? Well, yeah, of course it's Under the Bridge. What is their second most successful single? It's Danny California from this album. It hit number 6 on the Billboard charts. Not even alternative, like the Billboard charts. Higher than Other Side, higher than Californication, higher than anything they've ever done but Under the Bridge. That is nuts. I did not realize that until I was researching for this video, and I was like, man, I knew that song was popular, but like number 6 on the pop charts? That's insane. They also had another hit song in the top 40. Snow hit 22. I really love that song. I wouldn't have guessed it hit 22 on the pop charts. That's nuts. When it comes to alternative charts, they had 3 number 1 singles. Those two I just mentioned, and Humpty Bump, I believe. Now I have to look at it. Sorry, Tell Me Baby. Good song. Surprised it hit number 1 on alternative. Also, this album is like, maybe people could criticize it for being like repetitive or having too many songs or whatever, but it's also like the album where John Frusciante, the guitarist, just decides, fuck it, I'm gonna be like some of my guitar heroes like Hendrix and some of the showy guitarists. I'm just gonna be a showy guitarist for this album. So you get 28 songs full of them occasionally going to John like, hey buddy, you got a minute, do whatever you want. And a lot of times that's fucking great. It's a really good guitar album in an era you might not think a really good guitar album would show up. It also has surprising lyrical variety from a band that's mostly known for talking about drugs, California, and having haze and yas as their lyrics. Like, this is an album that talks about the influx of people coming to Hollywood and being almost preyed upon by that system. This is the album that has what's basically either a marriage proposal or someone talking about someone else's marriage and how it makes them feel good seeing their friend become happy. It's got a song talking about their dog passing away. Like, it's got a song talking about moving on from your past and starting with a clean slate. Like, it's got pretty good lyrical variety for a band that we think always writes about the same thing. So it's a good album. Like, it was Red Hot Chili Peppers' last big success, and And guess what? I'm going to talk about defense of their things that maybe weren't quite as big success next.